Yeah, tell your story.
Oh, I went the wrong way.
So I need to come up with a menu.
What kind of menu for? I mean, what you mean?
Oh,
For the front, for the restaurant?
Yeah,
or?
that's what I've been assigned to do, is to have a beer or a wine dinner. That's what I want to do. Brittany wants to do some other kind of dinner, and I wouldn't mind doing something with her, but I kind of want to do something on my own too. It's, man, I can cook, but like the critics at Breaking Bread are fucking fierce. You know what? That's good for me, because for the past 6 years I've just been patted on the back and rubbed on the head. You're so great, love you, but it's like, man, I kind of feel shitty sometimes. Like, you really think that about my food? Fuck you, no, eat this now.
You know what? I don't give a fuck what they say about my shit, cause I know I can cook.
I know I can cook, but I know that I can improve also. Well, I mean, I don't know how you feel about that, but me, I know I can improve in some areas. But you got mileage on me, so
right, exactly. Look, I've been cooking since I was like 8 years old. So that's like 60 fucking years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to want bake sets and easy bake ovens and shit for Christmas.
Well, my mom was never home, and I was home alone a lot, and I was hungry, so I got my ass up and started cooking. I tried to make pancakes, and I didn't use any oil, and it like burnt, and then I started my house on fire. That was pretty cool. I put out the fire though, and my mom did not find out until way later, because the bottom of the broiler pan was like completely seared, and when she turned on the oven it like reacted, like it kind of flared up again, but she didn't know. For a long time I cleaned it up good. I think I was like 8-9 years old. I was like,
hell no,
airing it out like mom's gonna kill me. Yeah, I've been cooking for a long time. Not as long as you have, but
my first full course meal, I was no more than 10. My mother was in the hospital with one of my little sisters, and she had complications, so she was in there for a minute. And my dad caught himself cooking some biscuits this one day, and the motherfucker was so hard. If you had dropped it, I swear that bitch would have went through the motherfucking floor. Oh, that's how hard that motherfucker was. I told him, I said, Daddy, I said, when you come home tomorrow, I'll have dinner ready. Fuck. I said, well, I said, fuck this shit. My glasses. I was like, fuck this shit. I guess I was like, my very first full course meal, I fixed mashed potatoes. I made dressing with neck bones and had some peas. But I always, wherever I went, I always gravitated to the kitchen. If I was over to my friend's house, I'm sitting there watching their parents cook. Mm-hmm. My grandparents, my at home, wherever I went, I always wanted to watch whoever was cooking. So when I made that dressing, I watched my mom. I knew everything she put in it. I fixed my next door neighbor a plate and took it over there to her. And so she said, Baby, put them over there, please.
That's exactly. I would not put it. We're nowhere near you.
Oh Lord. So I was like, so she's like, Baby, who made this dressing? I said, I did. She said, Baby, who made this dressing? I said, I did, Georgia, man. She said, Baby. I said, I made the dressing. She didn't want to believe I made that dressing. But then that was my very first time I ever even attempted. So, you ready for my 1951 flood?
I was ready for the 1951 flood. I mean, this is fine. I've been recording.
Oh, here we go. All right. we lived in this.
Fourscore.
Fourscore.
We lived in. Shut up.
Fourscore and 60 years ago.
Last time they talking shit.
It was the flood of 1951.
Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City, Kansas.
Picture this.
Okay, we lived in this duplex. It was almost at the top of this hill it was right at 30th and Mercer. It was still in the 2900 block, but you just went a few feet and you'd be at 30th. And so we lived in the downstairs apartment, and the landlord and them, they lived upstairs. And so I remember we had one of these like antique cars. And so all of a sudden there was a big explosion. So my dad said, let me go up here to the top of the hill and see what's going on.
Explosion?
Yeah, it was a big explosion.
How do you...
Wait a minute, I'm ready to tell you.
Okay.
There was this chemical company.
Okay.
Really close to where we lived at. And so when the water, I don't know why the water made them explode, but from the flood, it ended up these tanks exploded. And so my dad said, oh, let's get the hell up out of here when he came back down to the house. And the fire was, but that was another time they exploded. The second time they exploded while I was a kid too. But it wasn't from no flood. It was these tanks. It was called Thompson Haywood Chemical Company, close to where we lived at. And it was, I don't know how it made the tanks explode, but it did from the flood. So my dad's like, he came back down here, coming, he said, we getting out of here. And I didn't want to leave because I didn't want to leave our landlady upstairs. They had to throw me in the car and like sit on my ass because I was trying to get to Ollie. I didn't want to leave without Ollie. And we went to my grandmother's who stayed like further south where the water wouldn't reach. And we went to their house, and I remember we had to go to get shots and stuff. Everybody had to take shots and stuff. And I remember we stayed there, and then we moved down the street at the next block, but instead of on Mercer, we was on 30th. We was on 30th, and then it was 31st is where the top of the hill where my dad went to it, saw the tank when it was blown up. Before another time, the tanks blowed up, and firemen got killed and shit. It was fucked up. I remember you could feel the heat, and this was like the company probably was these tanks were probably close to a mile away, but you could feel the heat coming from that fire. You could feel the heat. I remember that.
So do you remember like I don't remember how long you told me you live in Minnesota, but there was a big fire downtown Minneapolis, probably like in 90. I was probably like 16, so like 97, 98. And it was like, it wasn't just like, oh, there's a house fire, a apartment fire, no, this was like, up in the air, it's on fire, it's like, shooting, and I lived on 4th and Knox, in Minneapolis, and that's quite a ways from downtown, it's like,
hell yeah,
a couple miles.
That was my phone.
And you could just see it spewing in the air. It looked like, what do you call it? Like a sparkler. But, like, I could see it from my house. And it was definitely, like, it looked like a mile or two up from the trees. Some power plant exploded.
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, just take the whole purse out?
No, I just need the keys.
But I don't need the purse. I got the phone. And it's just this damn Dr. Boyce.
Yeah, continue your stories.
I remember I was 3 years old, and that was around the same time I rode the train. I remember riding the train. It was just Freddie and myself.
Flood.
That's it. I remember the flood. I was finished the flood. It was like it came up to almost where we lived at. We had to leave. My dad threw me in the car because I didn't want to leave because I didn't want to leave the landlady who lived upstairs. So they threw me in the car and said we went to my grandmother's house who lived way further south from where we did, where the flood never reached that far. But so we had to go take shots, go to Red Cross and take shots and stuff, and they gave us some popcorn while we was waiting. And oh, my phone is about dead. I forgot to plug it up last night.